The following program is rated MALS. It contains strong language and sexual situations. It is intended only for mature audiences.
Skinny jeans, favorite jeans, mom jeans. Sounds like a dope Genuine song. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
I'm going to read you an old school definition. Okay, and a new school definition of popular slang terms. And it's your job to guess the word and write it down as quick as you can on
This
this
is straight up homework.
What did the rock say to the flower? Okay, bloomer.
Okay, Bloomer. Wait, are you serious? Is that really your best?
Lucifer dawn of the morning, I'm gonna take.
Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Mr. Digital Anarchist. I create weekly YouTube documentaries, and today we're talking about the deserved end of the worst late night talk show, even though all late night talk shows kind of suck. There's one that is arguably worse than all of them combined, and I'm talking about the show called A Little Late with Lily Singh. Now, I'm not saying that, just because Lily Singh is the host of a talk show, it's automatically bad. No, I'm not saying that, no. But it really seems all half-baked between the jokes and the delivery, and the entire show is just set within the parameters of a bad dated format that's old and done over at least a dozen times. And there's no effort to try and modernize it. It's not like Lily's YouTube audience, really turns into late night TV shows, considering it's geared towards children, and that's going to be really important though later on. But is that this show? It's one of the shortest TV shows on primetime TV in history, but also the shortest talk show ever in history. But it seems like that you're watching it for hours because of how just boring and dated the format is. Now, look, I knew it was going to be bad from the start because I've been familiar with all this content for years before she started the talk show, and with 14.2 million subscribers at the time of this recording, even though it has been going down for over 6 months, and beyond several popular lists such as Forbes Top 10 list, this thing's not really a comedian. Now, hang on. Before you say I'm wrong and I just don't like your style, let me explain really quick, okay? Lily Singh is wildly successful, no doubt, with owns a company and wrote her own book. So why is her talk show awful? Well, there are several reasons of why her talk show is failing, or the biggest failure in talk show history.
I'm very confident and proud of our first episode. I mean, of all the episodes we shot thus far, but the first episode is like my little baby. I'm so proud.
September 16th, 2019 is when the pilot episode comes out, and there were several reasons why Lily was immediately hit with backlash, and the main reason is she was determined not only how many jokes she can steal, but also how far she can stretch retelling an old joke, or I guess you call it a monologue, about how she's not a white man, which she made so painfully obvious over and over. And if you don't believe me, well, this is about as loud as you can get with it.
Hello, my name is Lily, and I ain't a white man. My skin got some color, and it ain't a spray tan.
Clearly, I'm not saying that, Lily Singh, she sucks because she's not a straight white man. She asks, who cares, okay? I couldn't care less what you are. Like, I remember my favorite show, I remember watching Oprah Winfrey's show with my mom back then. When Oprah was still on the air. Even though I like to watch, Top Chef and other shows like that with my mom. Now, did people watch Oprah because she was a black female? No. Okay, maybe some people did, though, but those people, don't have any good taste. I watched Oprah because I liked the personality, because that's kind of what a talk show should be, based on personality, right? But clearly seeing how much of a rising star Lily's talk show seemed to start out, though. NBC started to give Lily some notes that the audience isn't laughing enough, that laugh lines are just getting painfully obvious at this point.
Attack the mainframe. Hair is so long that sometimes it gets stuck in my butt crack. As a vegetarian.
Another problem with her show is the audience, but not the audience themselves, no. It's clear they took some inspiration from the Big Bang Theory, because during shooting segments, about 80% of the actual show, the audience just goes absolutely just crazy for every word she says, or they put in tens of lifetimes post-production.
So weird that yours came and mine didn't. It was a joke.
They're laughing, and there's not even a punchline. But they don't care. They just go absolutely crazy, like it's the best thing in the world.
How about y'all? But I'm freezing. Vegetable I would ever eat is maybe a tomato, okay? If that tomato was mashed up and spread on some bread, okay? Maybe a little cheese on there, bake it at 400 degrees. Okay, pizza. Let's talk about pizza.
It's clearly a forced reaction, like a fake smile or like a fake crying, and you can tell it's fake. Not only they're laughing at the quote unquote joke, but also laughing at the setups when there's nothing funny happening. I could say random word banana on her show, and people would start dying laughing, thinking it's the funniest thing ever. When all I said was like a single random word.
Days, you just know he's a creep if he's still spending time in AOL chat rooms.
Not to mention, the show is way too scripted. Now, not saying that other shows are not scripted, because obviously there are. But the difference between a show like Breaking Bad and a talk show is that one needs to be because it follows the storyline, and the other one is a talk show. And there's no room for authenticity. For example, the core of the show should be the celebrity interviews, and it's certainly possible to mess it up. However, the questions are specifically planned out and structured so there's no room for banter or genuine real moments. It seems like they just met each other for the first time, though, and they're having the most awkward first date ever. Now, the absolute worst case of this has to be this Halloween phone quote-unquote prank call with Hassan Minhaj, where she dresses up like him and gonna call him and see his reaction, I guess.
Call. He actually has no idea I dressed up as him.
Hey, Lily, what's up? Oh my God, are you serious?
Oh my God, are you serious? Lily!
Stop.
Now, even if it isn't scripted, the quote joke is that she's just mimicking what Hassan is saying, kind of like how a really annoying toddler does all the time. And like at that point, don't even bother doing the joke if it needs to be a pre-recorded phone call. Oh yeah, if you couldn't already tell, this is a pre-recorded video of Hassan. Now, I said earlier that Lily isn't a comedian. Now, before you call me a hater and try to cancel me, let me just explain that, okay? Just taking a look at her most popular videos, a commonality I see is the jokes are targeting children.
I think we can make this more relatable with the caption, Mom said I could sleep over!
Which, yes, I understand why she's doing that. Because, when you think about how many 13-year-olds watch YouTube compared to how many 40-year-olds watch YouTube, right? Now, that's fine. But now she's hosting a talk show that comes on late at night, definitely when all kids should be asleep. Now, it also confuses me why Lily decided to step away from YouTube, a platform where you can virtually do anything with very, very few limitations. But it's definitely more free than TV, which has a lot more strict and needs to be not only passed by your standards, but also the channel standards, producers, and directors. Now, I'm not saying that Lily was doing so well, and that made her ego skyrocketed to when she could do no harm. But we have seen when your ego gets so high and you feel like you're invincible, like when Logan Paul screwed up really badly at the height of his career, and then you have Colleen Ballinger, who also really screwed up, doing amazing numbers and then screwed up. And then if you watch our first video by SML, there was a time when SML was feeling on the top of the world and then got fucked up several times. I'm like, I can keep going on, but Lily does just have a tendency to brag about all of her accomplishments. It usually feels like she's going to be brought down to earth. If you don't believe me, well, then take a look at this.
That by 30, I would be married with a few kids and be living in a mansion. Who knew getting a mansion would be the easiest thing on that list? I actually just changed my Instagram handle to @Lily. That's right, just Lily. I'm famous. Raya is invite only, which means everyone on it is either a celebrity or an insanely beautiful person. I was invited. And in the last decade, I've gained about 15 million subscribers. I've written a book as well. You've written many, but I've written a book, and I know it's hard. Writing a book is very hard. He can leave his family and come live with me at my house. I'm probably gonna be making all the money anyway. I have a lot of...
Oh my God, shut the hell up. We get it. You have money. Now, not a single other talk show host or comedian, for that matter, that is much more famous than Lily Singh would ever think to do this, because it's a great way to turn people against you in a second. Like, imagine Jimmy Fallon or Kevin Hart or any of those, came out and said, hey guys, this is about how rich and successful I am, though, and how I'm so much better than all you other guys. And not only that, though, but she makes some really bad sexual jokes that I don't even know if I want to put in this, though. And if that isn't, And it doesn't, degenerate enough for you. She does this amount on a show called Gift Baskets, which takes a few people or group of people who have screwed up and not having the best time right now, and then makes them a gift basket of Charlie Brown crappy jokes, which just makes their situation even worse than it already was before. Because why the fuck not?
Golden snitch is from a game in Harry Potter, and they're the smallest balls in the game. So basically the same size as yours. I got the travel size because I can't imagine your tiny penis would need any more than that. Here's a penis.
Now, I want to be clear that I'm not hating only on Lily Singh's talk show because it's not the only bad talk show out there. To be honest, I think most of the talk shows are pretty garbage, where it's more like a late night political hour than some funny jokes and a musical appearance here and there and maybe some celebrity interviews. But nope, that just doesn't really fit really well with the host or the channels. They just want to make it all political, which I'm going to be honest, the last thing I want from a TV show when I'm trying to relax is a political show. Now, if I want to do that, I would just listen to the news. And even now, I think the news is more diverse than just politics, straight up, right? I honestly think that like late night talk show is on its way out, though. I mean, there are late night talk shows that are being, closed, that are, ending or being shut down every year, though. And I'm happy to see it, though, because ever since the Ed Sullivan show, the content or the way that the show is structured has all been the same. And it worked for Ed Sullivan, though. But then again, though, it's been a long time since that show has ended, and still no changes have been made, which is a real, real shame. But I do feel like that Lily Singh, though, can take these comments and make a show before it got canceled. But now, well, most of the comments, weren't helpful. But there are definitely some helpful comments that she can use to make a show better, before you film 100 episodes of it in the span of like a year. Now, I don't know what it would take, but I know it's possible, right? But I want to hear what your thoughts about this. Have you ever watched a talk show? And if you have, what do you think about it? And if you haven't, though, then, what do you think about it, though? I would just love to hear all of your, thoughts in the comment section down below. But I want to hear what y'all thoughts about this, though. So let me know all your thoughts, though, in the comments down below. And if you did like this video, if you could leave a like and subscribe and stick around for more, I would honestly appreciate it so much. It would help me, out a lot, and it would motivate me to make more and better videos. But that is the end of the video, though. So I really hope y'all enjoyed this video. Once more, thank y'all so much for watching, and have the most amazing day. Have a blessed day, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.